Hi, welcome back. Another late Monday video for the hobby log. Why is this, you asked? Well, it's been a busy week and not much has been done hobby wise that, well, there's been a bit done, but it doesn't look like much as I suppose the easiest way to explain it. So, what did I manage to complete? These two guys here, so more Arcworld halflings. They're meant to be twins, I believe. I still need to rim the base and varnish them, but paint wise they're complete, and as always the faces on them are this one here looks like Dom, and this one looks like he's looking for you and looking at you. But there's full of character, these sculpts. Also made progress on the Barbarian. She's the one I started last. I did try something new with the hair, didn't work out. So I'm going to have to redo that. The dual-handed, dual-weapon elf with the tree. I like how the leg turned out. It's really hard to see, just with the time of day I'm filming it at and the lighting I have. It's not something that I'm overly good at, painting trees or wood like that, but it's one of the things I'm going to be trying to teach. Bit of tidying up around the bowstring to do, and basing, metallics, quiver, bow. So she's about 50%, I'd say. I might do some war paint on her, and then do the pupils, giving her purple hair because she's got the purpley based hues for the skin. Went for the Native American skin rather than the Gaul I think it was going to be. So that's where the painting's gone. What else have I been doing? So I have 6 of them here and another 6 elsewhere. I assembled 12 wild men for Middle Earth. Here's the other 6. A mix of 4 with hand weapons, 4 with bows, and 4 with two-handed weapons or spears. I'm just going to leave these other 6 out of the way because it takes up a lot of space and they've been primed properly. Building these straightforward enough, it's just too many bits. What should have been 3 pieces is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces normally. Somewhere between 6 and 8 pieces for something like this. Let me grab one of my previous wild men just to show you the difference. So this is a wild man that was done last year. 1 piece metal. Is there any advantage to having these guys other than cost? Convince me. I've yet to see it. Put him to the side there. So what else has been slightly work in progress? He's had a bit more progress made on him. The reason I haven't had much time is my free time this week has been spent bringing the shed back from death all the way to freshly painted, which it's only a small shed. It's only a 12 by 8 shed, but due to the state that I got it in, it has taken quite a bit. So I may throw in a picture of it here. Maybe I won't. I should do, because it took long enough and it's the only thing I've got completely painted from 1:1 scale this week. But what's happening the rest of the week, or not the rest of the week, the incoming week? Let's talk plans for the next 3 months. So I've been reading a book called Red Knight, and it's by Miles Cameron. High fantasy, not majorly high fantasy, but it's still high fantasy enough. So you got your magical creatures and your humans. There's no massively different settings in it. It's a book by Miles Cameron. I like his stuff. He actually did a novelization of the playthrough of Rangers of Shadow Deep. But why am I waffling on? That is where this box comes in. So let me just clear this out of the way. This box here, if you can see on the top, it says D Black Scorpion. That is box D in my pile of shame, and it consists of various Black Scorpion minis that I've accrued over the years. Black Scorpion, if you're not aware, a XGW sculptor, hand sculpts, casts them all in-house, and they're pretty well priced. He does a raft of different stuff, from Wild Wild West to fantasy historicals, usable in both, all the way to, let's see, sheer fantasy. He's got very few sheer fantasy ones, and then pirates. So that's how I heard about him. Cutlass is his pirate game. So where does that leave me? What else have I been doing this week? As with resin and my limited time, I have been clearing, cleaning some minis. Now, back to what I was talking about and what I was thinking about and why I mentioned the Red Knight. The Red Knight consists of various main characters, the Red Knight being just one of them. I am going to try and get a warband or a small army set up or painted up in the form that I can go, hey, this is based on and inspired by the Red Knight himself and his motley crew of mercenaries. There are no good guy ogres. It is set in semi-fantasy United Kingdom, so you've got England. London's mentioned by name, which is how I know where it's set. You've got Alba, which is basically Scotland. You've got the Gauls. You've got a whole raft of other. So that is what I will be doing. I'll be using a raft of these for it. Simply because I got so much character and usability. So he'll maybe be Johannes. I'll give him a few bits and pieces. Oops. Maybe Sauce, the character in it, one of the Red Knight's trusted compatriots called Sauce. Maybe her. We'll see. There's also, along the side of this, so there is also a series of foot knights and knights, and would actually make for a real good Bretonnian army. So some of these characters here, I don't know if it'll be for a game in particular or just a way to work through some of my stash. Some of these guys are already cleaned. I'm not sure. I had looked at using some Frostgrave stuff. I don't think it's suitable, not for this, even though I have a raft of it. So I'll have a hook through and try and get going with that. If you haven't read it, it's one of 5 books, 5-book series called the Trader Sun Cycle. I'm nearly finished book 1 and yeah, really enjoying it. So hopefully the next 4 will be as good. If you have read it, if you haven't read it, let me know your thoughts on at least the idea of it, or if you know of any particular settings or systems that it can be used in. The Barnes War springs to mind if they have a magic version, or Boat Hooks. No, sorry, never mind, the Bill Hooks Fantasia might work as well. but we'll see. Maybe the Barnes were actually, but we'll see. Yeah, anyway, thank you. That's 10 minutes, so I've gone on a bit longer than I planned. But yeah, all the best and see you next week. Bye.